my guest on the show today, Gbenga Adeoti, is a trained theater practitioner and filmmaker, and might I just add, someone who is deeply passionate about our creative economy. Now, he specializes in stage, film, and TV directing, and also the founder and managing director of FilmJoin, a platform that is focused on promoting and marketing quality short films around the world. Now, he is bridging the gap in the short film distribution and empowering young filmmakers by just offering them tools and support to the resources that they need to thrive. Gbenga, I'm so happy to have you join us on the show because we're just coming off the back of what I would say has been a very, very successful festival season.
Yeah.
It's been a great one. It's like as one season is ending, another is beginning, because from festival we proceed to the award season to celebrate the films that we've taking a look at. But I find that bringing this home to Nigeria, what you do is so crucial with regards to creating more markets, creating the markets that we can actually sell our films. With everything that's been going on lately, it's become more imperative. How do you do this with FilmJoin, which of course you are the founder of?
So basically, like I always say, that many people, or almost everybody in the industry, is scrambling for the same thing. And the opportunity for young filmmakers, I'm a filmmaker also, young filmmaker like myself, it's kind of limited and narrowed somehow. So it's so difficult to break through. And meanwhile, again, there are people that make short films, and this short film, you kind of spend money also to make them. But for a very long time, there's been a form of misconception about these short films. And the people who make them. So it's more like if you make a short film, you need to make a feature film. Like it's more like it's a must. Meanwhile, film is film. Like just make film and then make money. But the industry, like I said, is limited and narrowed down. So everybody's talking for the same thing. So what FilmJoin is basically doing is more like coming into the space and bridging the gap and saying, you know what, film is film. If you want to make short film, do it. If you want to make feature film, like there needs to be market for everybody. So if I am a filmmaker and it's so difficult for me to break through, I can break through making short film. Like if I make a short film and let's say Netflix is interested in my short film, that is a win for me. Like I'm not struggling with the big guys up there. Like these, like me now, creating another pathway for myself instead of creating the conventional path everybody is just following. You know,
speaking about the whole short film, feature film thing, on my side, I'll tell you how I believe it works. So, say for instance, Adeoti is going to do a film. Ideally, Adeoti should start out with a short film, because a short film is easier. A short film is like, you're still coming up, just test your hand in the waters with the short film. But then when you do the short film, don't expect too much from the short film. Let it just be that, people get to see what you've done and appreciate it. So put it in the festivals, have a couple of showings. But then if you really want to get into the money-making business, you do the feature film. But now, here's the problem. Feature films are so expensive. And if I did 20 short films or 10, even 10 short films, I've seen some beautiful short films on YouTube. Some of them are even 10 minutes long. Incredible. But you're telling me that until I do that 45, 1 hour, 30-minute film, I'm not going to be respected or appreciated or even paid. What even started that narrative in the first place?
So I think, like, if we should go back to history, when film started as shorts before it became the long format. But the advent of the commercialization of film, the studios kind of making of film, the silent era and all that kind of evolved film into this theatrical form where you have to be in theater and enjoy this cinematic film. So if you want to go to theater to enjoy film, you won't go to enjoy a short film. So then what they do is maybe slot in short films in more like in between activities, kind of. But for film itself, it has to be an experience. So that narrative evolved and then kind of changed the perception about film that it has to be long format to be enjoyable and to derive a form of satisfaction from it. So it kind of killed the value of short films, where if you make a short film, you're seen as an emerging filmmaker, which is not necessarily the case, or you're upcoming, or you're trying to test it. So it's an old narrative that has kind of keyed into this present time. So you do not even necessarily see the big guys wanting to make short film. But interestingly, Mubi. I hope I get that right. MUBI. If you go on their platform, they're kind of promoting short films right now, where they have short films by big filmmakers. Yeah, and you would want to see those short films. So it's a deliberate attempt. And I tell people that right now the world is evolving, things are moving so fast, attention spans are kind of reducing. So we are going back to that short film era where people would necessarily want to see something that they want to consume at a go than sitting back and wanting to look at it. Like for instance, if I go on Netflix and I see 2 hours, nah, I don't want to see.
Well, to be honest, I can understand what you're saying because there's nothing like I've seen short films that made me cry.
You need to see the short films in our archives.
Like there was this story that a director did. I don't know if it was director Pink. On Koi Koi.
Yeah.
Was it Director Pink?
Yeah, I think
that did Madame.
No.
It wasn't Madame Koi Koi.
No, Madame
not the
Koi
series,
is
not the Netflix series.
Okay.
No. This short film was based on Madame Koi Koi, that's for secondary school tales. So it was a horror short film that a Nigerian director did. So at the Arise Play used to basically collect short films.
Oh, nice.
So in the process of us collecting short films, we used to partner with a festival called Interview.
Yeah.
And what happens is a lot of people who do short films submit to the festival and then they showcase and then we pick up what we want to collect. Now, one of the films that was selected was based, it's in my brain. I can never forget it. It was just that good. There was another one that Wale Ojo did, another short film, Letters from, I don't remember the name.
I think I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's black and white.
Yeah.
Wale Ojo did that. And it felt so good to see an actor of his level in a short film.
Yeah.
So basically, looking at all of this, how do we market our short films and also build investment in that industry such that the people who are making these short films don't feel like they're missing out on anything and they can actually just continue with what they're doing?
Yeah, I think basically it's a deliberate attempt towards that. Like there needs to be the necessary infrastructure that can promote and market this film put in place. Yeah, so for instance, that is actually part of what Film Joint is doing. So if we have, just like you rightly said, imagine Wale Ojo in a short film. Imagine, let's say Ramsuna in a short film or doing a short film. Imagine, okay, again, even Mabudu recently did, I think 2 or 3
Yes, she
short
did,
films.
Iyawomi. She did, and that short film screened on the side of Cannes. I watched that.
Yeah, and it's right now it's on
Apple TV.
Yeah, so imagine people like that making short film. That would even encourage more people to make short film and even kind of channel the attention of these big platforms to see the short film. Because again, they have short film on their platform. Netflix has short films.
They do.
Prime Video.
So we basically just need to make it much more.
It has to be a conscious effort and necessary infrastructure has to be put in place. Infrastructure like maybe festivals set aside solely for short film. Marketplace solely set aside again for short film. For instance, next year, part of the project I'm trying to do is a short film market, solely for short film, where you have the filmmaker and a distributor and platform come into one space, and then they're able to see these films and acquire this film. So it's more like bringing them into one space. So infrastructure like this would kind of bring up short film again to the limelight, and people would. Because don't forget, attention spans.
I know. I was just about to say that, Benga. I was about to say that. We're in a world where short form video is king, content is king. I feel like if say for instance there was an investment that went into short films and its distribution and its production, you find a lot of content creators even delving into that.
Exactly.
Because it demystifies the idea of, okay, do you know what it means to produce a movie? Oh, jeez.
Not to talk of the investment, like the.
Do you understand?
Because if I'm an investor, I'm looking at what is the worst that can happen?
Let's just say 150.
Like,
200 million.
And
150 to 200.
The risk involved in short film and feature film, like the gap is so much. So I would rather invest in short film where I know that the short film will travel. Like if there is a strategic KPI to that short film, I would rather invest in that than invest in a feature film. Because again, that short film that I'm investing in can even give me bigger opportunity or bigger returns that feature film will not be able to give me.
But now that investment is on what premise? On the premise that, one, it's adequately marketed. So
marketing
cinema chains don't collect short films.
And again, infrastructure comes in place. For instance, what again we're trying to do is to do collection of shots, where we have, let's say, collection of 3 short film or 5 short film, maximum, as the case may be, with similar theme, and then they are put in cinema. Yeah, and so if I'm going to see a film, the 3 shots can be up to 1 hour.
Okay,
I would derive,
okay,
you get.
okay,
so
okay.
those are strategic
And I think that's
things.
something that, cinema chains, especially within Nigeria, should actually consider.
Yeah. So if we can explore situations like that, like it's going to be a big...
It will. And again, I just want to know, is it possible for both industries to thrive at the same simultaneously?
When you mean same industry,
like
short film
what I
and
mean
feature
is,
film.
we have everyone doing feature films right now. This is a hot kick period. This period is up for the faint-hearted. Because we have a lot of movies in theaters. We have Everybody Loves Jennifer. We have Thin Line. We have The Waiter. Everyone is spending lots of money, which I think will be cheaper if not for inflation, but a lot of money on their premieres. AY just did his.
The Waiter,
The Waiter. Alakada Bad and Bougie. Toyin Abraham did hers. Crazy budget for that
Everybody
premiere.
Loves Jennifer.
Everybody Loves Jennifer did hers. You saw the merchandise that went into that. I mean, the Thin Line did theirs. Everyone is marketing. Everyone is pushing. Everyone is sourcing investments here and there. All this is geared towards the full-length films. But now for short film, I'm saying, is it possible that we can see this level of interest, marketing, merchandise in that industry? Can they thrive at the same time?
It is. Like, it's possible. Like, again, I said, it's a deliberate attempt towards these things. So if I make a short film and I want it to be this big, I would invest in those kind of marketing strategy to kind of explore, you get what I mean? Like, kind of explore those kind of means. So it's actually possible. It's just... we're kind of afraid to take risks.
I think so. I think that's it. You just hit the nail on the head. We're like, I'm sure people watching the show right now are like, Kachi, are you this one?
We're kind of afraid to take risks.
Leave me out of it.
So
Leave me out of it.
The risk involved is just what we kind of concentrate solely on rather than the
opportunities. Well, guess what, Benga?
If
there's anything I've learned on this job, it starts with a conversation. Maybe a year from today, you and I will be sitting on probably one of the biggest short films that's going to rake in a ton of cash. You never know. But let's talk about Film Joint Awards 2025. I feel like that what you are doing with Film Joint is also trying to spread and preach this gospel. Talk to me about that.
So the idea again is to create a value for short film because again, like I mentioned earlier, there's been a kind of reduced value of perception about the short films. So the intention is to create a value for short film. So we have the premieres and we have the awards. The premieres take the form of festival, where we showcase different short films from different parts of the world again. And we have different activity like panel session and the rest, just form of festival. But the award itself, it's kind of very strategic in such a way because the reason for that is we don't have any award that is solely for short films, apart from the ones we have in festival. And festivals, you have feature film, you have short film. So there is no attention on these shots. Like there is no spotlight on these shots. Even so, take for instance, AMVC, AMA Awards and the like. You have more like an inclusion.
It's a category. It's a category.
But this one, you have all categories solely for short films.
So basically, I get what you mean. The way you have like best actor, best actress.
So we have best international film, best African film, best indigenous film, best Africa, best actor, best director. We have 18 categories, all solely for short films. We even have best documentary film and best student film, all for shorts. So again, if talking about infrastructure again, if platform, a project like this are set up, it will further increase the value of this short film, and more people would make more short film, not just any kind of short film, but cinematic short film, quality short films. Because again, even Oscar has categories for short films.
Everybody has categories for short films.
We nicknamed the Film Joint Awards as the Oscars of short films. The Oscars. So take the kind of short films that are worthy to be on the Oscars. These are the kind of short films that you find on the Film Joint platform. So again, it's very deliberate. We don't accept any kind of film. It has to be those kind of films that are worthy enough to be on bigger platforms. So it's very deliberate because with that, it will increase the value and channel attention to this short film.
To the short films.
And people will see the market potential in it.
It's like a baby.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
a baby and it's a journey.
It's a journey. That's what I would say. It's like a baby. It's something that people are still mincing the idea of.
Yeah.
But I know there is a lot of potential in this space, and I mean, I'd like to see it thrive. I have a lot of people will have reservations about it. Questions like, okay, is this done anywhere else in the world?
That is the idea. It's not done anywhere else.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And why? Why isn't it done anywhere else in the world? Why hasn't Hollywood looked into short films and said, see, we want to make a market out of that?
So again, it's attention. Like, you know, when everybody's attention is just focused solely on one thing, more like a convention. So nobody is willing to break out of the convention and do something entirely different. Yeah. So again, that is what it is.
Okay, well, Benga, I'm looking forward to this. I feel like it's going to be amazing. What time next year is it happening?
So it's happening on the 6th of February, 2025.
2025.
Thursday at Ebony Life Place.
Okay, well, congratulations on your journey to starting this short film advocacy, as I would call it.
Yeah.
That's really what it sounds like.
Because sometimes when I talk, it feels like I'm an advocate for short films.
Yes, it's short film advocacy. I feel like you're speaking for a lot of people. I know too many people who have done short films. Some of them have done multiple short films, but you know, it's like they don't really, you know, like. Yeah, no,
but interestingly, this year we've had a huge traction compared to last year.
It's better.
Like, it's
better. Especially during AFRIF, there were a lot of moments where short films were celebrated. And I think Mwabudu also getting her short film out there was also encouraging.
Exactly.
And it was a beautiful film.
So again, that tells you that short film is not just for people that are trying out their hands or people that want to show that they know how to.
Because she's done the wedding party and she's doing this as well. Like,
you get like, make films, whether it's short or long. And because again, another lacuna or issues we have is the sense that because I can have a story that can fit for a short film, but because I'm so
you now go and stretch
commercial, you now stretch it and even make a series out of it, and the story will now lose its value.
I know that is enough reason for me to actually say yes. I'm going to do it because some stories are short films.
Are just short film. Just make
straight to the point.
Just go there and just make that short. Or if it's feature, good. If it's series, just make film for what
you know what?
Is.
I feel like there's a lot here. I've got to say thank you. I feel like this conversation is definitely something that's going to really speak to the right people in their minds. Some people would, like, well, good luck to you guys. Some other people would look at this conversation and pick something from it. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
And good luck at your awards in 2025.
Yeah, and I'm inviting you. I hope you'll be present.
Well, I will see if I have, the perfect dress for it.
Okay, yeah.